No, you forgot the.
What was that, Jake? I'm not sure what that was.
I can't remember.
Did you move a chair on a floor, or what's going on?
So you're just going to go with that?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everyone, welcome to Bacon Cell. It's a BaconBit.
BaconBit.
We haven't done... Thank you for that. We haven't done BaconBit in like 2 weeks, right? It's maybe 3 weeks.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know. We need to get back on this.
We were doing a BaconBit for everything.
I know. The listeners are really mad that we've taken 2 weeks off.
Like honestly. We reviewed local films, religious films. I mean, you name it.
Did we?
It feels like it.
Well, it was movie season.
It's movie season, and it's going to continue because now we're getting into like summer blockbuster time.
Yes, it's going to be busy, busy, busy. But we have a special guest with us.
Who is it?
Because I'm Joel.
Oh, I'm Kent.
And Jacob.
And I'm Mark.
Mark is back!
Third appearance.
Is this
Wait,
a third
appearance?
Sports episode? And then Fast and the Furious.
The Fan and the Furious is what we called it.
Yes.
Fan and the Furious.
Was that episode like 4?
This is part of our effort
like
to
10.
just reproduce everything we did in season 1 because we've run out of ideas.
Yeah, season 3's been let down. It's been a big letdown, guys.
Man.
Like, I'm not saying Flash level letdown.
Oh my man. Hey, well, actually, this season did start with me like reversing time. I went to the future.
That's
and
true.
Kent Point
Yeah.
happened.
Yes, it's a different timeline. It's the darkest timeline.
It really is.
By the way, it was episode 6. Mark was on episode 6, The Fan and the Furious.
Wow.
So really,
No, Mark, I want to hear about this. Tell us how we've been sucking so bad this season.
Yeah, that could just be the Bacon Bit. We'll just forget Fan and the Furious.
Wow, you guys really want to go there?
no. Because people are listening because they saw the picture of Vin Diesel and they wanted us to talk about him. Even though Jacob and I didn't get to go see the movie because Mark, the super fan in the Furious,
I have an exclusive deal with Kent.
A deal.
It's an exclusive deal. We shook on it.
Wait,
any rock movie.
What do
any
I
rock
get
movie
as part of this deal?
My friendship.
It did kind of start right around then, didn't it?
That's when it came in hard. I was just like, before I was like, oh, this Kent guy. But after the Rock deal,
He can take me to movies with The Rock in him.
So did you take him to Moana then?
He actually got mad at me because I didn't.
He apologized. He apologized.
I said, Mark, I'm sorry. I took my daughter to that movie. And he still got a little bit
Then he
mad.
said your daughter was dead to him. Right?
Yeah.
She is.
So, but wait a minute. So the thing is, even if The Rock weren't in this movie, but it's still a Fast and the Furious movie, that would still give you carte blanche, wouldn't it?
I think so.
He still loves the ghetto cinema.
Oh,
and
man.
so it's all part of that.
I love these films.
Red carpet
I love
cinema
these
down in
films.
Bountiful?
Yes,
Cinema.
basically.
Is that a thing? Did you just coin that?
Ghetto cinema?
Yeah,
It's got to be something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Sounds
also went and
smart.
saw, we paid to go see Triple X 2.
Oh, my
sorry,
gosh.
3. The Return of Xander Cage.
It's 3.
Oh, it's 3. I forgot.
And so
I
Don't forget Ice
those.
Cube.
Yeah, don't watch those Triple X movies, Joel.
No, Joel,
Stay
you
away
need
from
to. You
Family
need to go
friendly,
watch the
Joel.
first one.
Family friendly.
So we are going to
Did I
put
just
out...
get family friendly?
Yes,
Yes.
you
I
did.
didn't even say anything. That was you.
We know what you were thinking.
You can see it in your eyes.
So obviously we're a little bit excited, and this happens because it's that type of show, because we saw that type of movie.
Well,
I'm
Joel
at
and I
a
wanna
20
hear about
right
it.
now.
So
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna-
at a 20.
We're going to do spoiler free.
2 minutes of a spoiler-free
quickly,
review,
right?
and then followed up by,
we're gonna get into
you guys ask us any question about the movie. Maybe Mark will give a little confused timeline, like an X-Men style timeline of this movie, of this series.
Okay, first of all, how many Fast and the Furious movies have there been?
This is 8.
This is the 8th.
This is the 8th
it's eight-
Fast and Furious
Eight of the
movie.
Furious.
And this is the future of the Furious or something like that?
Oh, it's the Fate.
The Fate of the Furious.
of the
That's
Furious.
the next one. You're thinking of number 9.
That's them in space.
Which, by the way, has been greenlighted. They're doing 9.
Yeah, and 10.
How is this a franchise?
I'll tell you how.
We'll get there.
Cha-ching.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Dude, it's
All right, so give
piles.
us
So
give us your spoiler free review.
I'm gonna go first, if you
Give-
don't mind,
give an
Mark,
actual
because
review, yeah.
I feel like Mark will get pretty excited when this starts.
And remember, this is the brief version, non-spoiler.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the 8th movie in a series that you either never care to watch or that you love because you're either a little bit trashy
Wow.
or you love big, dumb movies that are basically 80s movies with huge, huge budgets. And that's what this movie is to me. It is ironic fun. And it has been since Fast 5. And we've had this discussion.
Yep.
And this movie fired on most cylinders.
Yep.
Like it got actually a little bit boring in the middle, and we'll talk about that.
How many
a little bit more.
cylinders did Vin Diesel's car have? Is what I'm wondering.
They said 5,000
topped out
horsepower.
at 5,000 horsepower. It was
Wow.
too powerful for any other man.
Hold on, but then spoiler alert. It can be crashed 17 times.
Please
still
tell
be
me
intact.
they really said that.
That was an actual line from the movie.
Oh my gosh!
Joel, I think you need to watch this.
What is this franchise?
I can't believe you haven't.
I've seen the first one.
No. The first one is completely different from what this is.
I made a plea 2 years ago for you to get in this franchise. You need to get in on this.
I think they're still in my Netflix queue.
You need to get on this.
I have like 400.
All right,
movies
let's
in there.
look at.
I will
let's
just
get to
give you a jump drive with them. I don't even care.
So this movie actually is what it needs to be. They've almost mastered the art. It's just this one is not quite as fun all the way through. It tired me. And so this is a C. It is a straight C because it is.
Wait. Straight C is in like your regular movie, like
It's okay.
or
Look,
for Fast and Furious.
If we're going Fast and Furious chart,
yes.
this is probably an A minus.
Oh wow,
But for any movie,
that's going on a billboard. A minus says Kent Dunn.
I'm the one that edits the show. So, but in terms of like being a movie quality, it's a C. But man, is it worth seeing in the theater?
In the theater, not just seeing in the theater.
You see it with a big group of people that's laughing along.
You're
with
definitely giving your endorsement then to see it in the theater.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Spend your $10.
Do I need to watch all the others before I see it?
Sure.
Just start at 4.
Tickle.
Yeah, it did.
Start at 4 and go there.
Is that what you're saying?
Not 5.
Look, you start at 4. You don't need anything before 4. You can go.
Let's
4
not
and
get
on.
into the machete
But anyway.
method of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, I would give
All
it.
right. So is that done? Is that
Yeah, I'm
all right.
good.
All right, Mark.
Okay, my spoiler free version of this before I just go to complete like fanboy.
Okay.
You will be furious if you don't see this in theaters. Like
How long have you been sitting on that?
That's the name of the movie.
I tried to get it to get last night.
He wanted me to say it on my exit quote.
I really
so that
wanted
could
it
be on
so
a poster.
bad. I wanted it so bad. No, for actual fanboys of the franchise, this one is above 4, below 5 in like the rankings.
So 4 is still the top.
Four like
does 6 and
5's
7
the
come
top.
into this?
Like 5's the absolute best.
Yeah,
It
5 is
goes
the best.
5, 7, 6, 4.
What's 5 called?
Fast 5.
Yeah. So
There's no reasoning behind these titles, by the way.
look, for a fan, I
want that to be my job. Just
Even a
make up
super fan.
titles.
I am a super fan of this franchise.
Yes, you
I was bored in the middle of the film.
Because The Rock wasn't in it.
I was bored in the middle of the film. We'll get
Kind
into
of,
it in the
yeah.
spoiler realm. So for the franchise, it's an A minus.
Do people care about the story, or should we just move on?
I mean, you can give the
Okay,
basic.
That's it. That's spoiler free.
basic story.
Basic story. I'm glad Mark is here because, as you've seen in the trailer, yeah, I always say that, then I spoil the movie. Basically, Dom has to make a choice and blackmail the team. And so, because he's all about family, they don't know what's going on, and neither do you. And so, they have to go up against someone they can't beat, who is Vin Diesel. And that is it. That is the story.
Dun, dun.
And Charlize Theron plays a hacker.
Yep.
All right, let's
What?
hear some music.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Why is she slumming?
All right.
Oh, this is the spoiler music.
Yeah, this is the
I
transition.
live my spoilers quarter mile at a time.
It's already too late.
Tablet.
All right, folks, we're now into spoiler full territory.
That's like the quickest we ever got the spoiler full.
Should I leave the room? Yeah, I was going to say that probably was only
No,
like,
don't leave the room.
Oh my
that was
gosh.
That was
I
like
will
6
geek-
or 7 minutes.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna, if you don't want this spoiled, but I don't know if there's even a way to spoil a Fast and Furious movie because the things I'm about to say.
Okay.
Can we do the top 5 most ridiculous things in the movie?
Oh my
instead?
gosh.
I want to know one thing. Just
Yeah.
one thing. Does Anna Lucia die?
No.
Not watching it.
No. There was
She
even
does have an emotional moment.
There was even a scene where
You're gonna turn your back
a
on
missile was
family
in the
dog.
air. A missile was in the air, and there was a random target, and I was like, "Come on, Anna Lucia,
yeah.
take her
What's
out."
her name in the movie? Do we know?
Anna Lucia.
Yeah. Look, Michelle
Actually,
Rodriguez.
the same
Michelle
person.
Rodriguez.
This is a joint
If
universe.
people
of plots.
missed our season 1 show with Mark,
Yes.
it basically goes this way. Fast Paul is Paul Walker, rest in peace.
Yep.
Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel, or
Yep.
Dom in the movie, but he's Vin Diesel.
Yep. Right.
Or
Tyrese and Ludacris are there just cuz.
Sidekicks.
And Jason Statham.
You
and
got
The Rock.
Jason Statham. You got The Rock. You got Anna Lucia. You got Jordana Brewster, who did not make a robotic appearance in the film.
Wait,
Like,
she wasn't in the film at all?
She wasn't in this one.
Oh.
She they mentioned her
This
in
is
passing.
not appealing to me then, because without Jordana,
Oh, no, 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 no,
with
no.
Anna Lucia.
I'm just saying, like the Brazilian girl, like out of nowhere. It's like the most.
The Brazilian girl, is she the one from
She's from-
Kingsman?
No.
Oh.
No.
She's from 5 and 6. I can't
Why
even.
do you guys
Elena.
keep smirking when you talk about her? That's what I want to know.
Because it's the weirdest, like the most unbelievable part of the entire franchise is that the Vin Diesel chooses Ana Lucia over this Brazilian girl.
Beautiful Brazilian woman.
This brilliant, like absolutely
Natalie
gorgeous.
Emmanuel as
Sure.
Ramsey.
No. She's the other hacker in the movie.
She is also in real life Chris Hemsworth's wife.
Yes, the Brazilian girl.
Oh, Elsa.
This isn't a review about the Brazilian girl, though.
Elsa.
Look, I'm just saying, it is so unbelievable, and she comes back into it. Look,
Mark, I'm going to speak for probably both of us because we spoke about this a little bit last night.
Elena Neves, is that her?
Probably.
yeah.
Oh.
So what doesn't work about this movie is Vin Diesel and all of his sidekicks or his enemies in the movie, because Vin Diesel actually has to act in this one. He's meant to feel anguish because he's turning his back on his family, right? And that's his intent, and he cannot act. But the reason people should see this movie and what makes it great,
Because they kick a torpedo in the trailer.
it's the person kicking the torpedo.
It works.
The Rock and Jason Statham are what sell this movie.
There is 2 choreographed fight scenes in this one where I turned to Ken and I'm like, I feel like I'm not even watching a Fast and Furious movie. This is just a really good action movie. Like the set pieces, there's a prison fight that I was delighted. I was watching that thing and I'm like, this is absolutely gorgeous action.
By the way, The Rock, who's a good guy, is in prison for some reason. The guards are shooting him with rubber bullets, and he goes, "Rubber bullets, huh?" Hey, little candied, beep. And then he flexes every time a rubber bullet hits him, and they bounce right off his chest.
You missed the best part. Going into prison, they have like 4 guards around him, huge guys, because he's the ultimate prisoner,
Right.
And they have him in like chains, like the handcuffs, everything.
Prison.
Like
They explain it, but it's stupid.
Drivey, swervy, worvy.
Yes, that's a new thing.
Like there's a lot of that in this franchise. You're just like, oh yeah, he goes to prison. Yeah, that makes sense. Kurt Russell says so. That's kind of where it goes. But he's sitting in
you have
cuffs.
Jason Statham, and they're in cells across from each other on purpose, and he's like, "Hey, you think you're tough? You took me down in the last movie." And then all of a sudden, The Rock.
That's what he says, actually.
Oh man, he's just
the last movie.
He's just sitting there, and it's just like he breaks
To prove how tough he is.
he just flexes and breaks out of all the chains in like one move,
And then
like Hercules.
He picks out a stone bench that was sealed into the floor and wall, and he starts benching
doing bicep curls.
I thought this wasn't a Marvel movie.
It sounds like one.
He had enough cocoa.
It feels like
he had enough cocoa butter on to do it. They got those supplies in that prison. That was just like pure cocoa butter.
But it's weird because in the last movie, Jason Statham was a straight up villain, and now he's the transporter. And that's what he's kind of he's creating this role, which is great.
Look, but that's the whole thing. He stood up. I've always been a Statham fan, but I've always kind of I never thought he would go
They
for
call him Statham fans.
But no, I never thought he would go for the action hero belt. And I'm like, look, The Rock's owned it. He's been the action movie guy. They're side by side in this. The best action in this entire film, Statham, by far. There are 2, the prison fight scene, and then
There's one where there's basically the British thug.
He's pretty old now.
British thug and a baby.
Oh my gosh, I would watch 2 hours of that.
Wait.
I would watch that for 2 hours.
He's protecting a child
is that
in
one of
a
your
car
band
seat.
names?
He has a baby in a car seat, basically like a little carrier.
49 years old. That's old Jason.
It's like a 5-minute fight scene.
And he gets shot 37 times, but he does not blink.
Wow.
And he's just like
The Rock
fight
is
scene,
44.
fight scene.
And Vin Diesel's 49.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel and Jason Statham are the same age.
Wow.
It really does. Well, it says more about no action heroes under the age of 40 right now.
Which we talked about that. Yeah, how it just seems like there's no young action heroes. It's all the glory days of your.
But that's why Joel, you're an action guy. That's why I'm like blown away that you've never been part of this franchise.
It's because
this is 80s action. It's just mindless beauty.
But that first movie, I watched that and I was like, wow, I really didn't like that much.
You
And
gotta
then
get
like,
to 4.
a sequel, and I'm like,
you gotta get to 4.
Well, I mean, basically, if there's 8 sequels to anything, there's something there, right?
Oh.
I mean,
Land Before Time.
no, look, those were not like theater
Nightmare on Elm
releases.
Street, Friday the 13th.
There's not 8 of those.
If there's 8 episodes, if there's 8 films, it means they've basically gone to popcorn. Like it's no longer substance; it's just popcorn.
But the thing is,
it was always
they've
popcorn.
started to master it. They know. They didn't catch on until the middle of the series when they're like, you know what, critics hate us. People still watch us a little bit. Let's actually get in on the joke, and they've doubled their box office.
That's the entire thing. Any other film, film, you hear someone speak in the theater, you're sitting there going, "Hey, shh, quiet." The 3 ladies behind us Okay, they are like chatting it up the entire film, and it was glorious.
Well,
okay,
there was it up how
there was this
more cocoa butter.
No, there was a scene where like it was so stupid. The entire team gets taken out by advanced concussion grenades because it works because it's this universe. Okay, they just needed them not to be able to fight back.
These are concussion grades that went to AP classes and stuff like that.
They're just super grenades. And so Ana Lucia is sitting there, and she recovers somehow her senses. And Vin Diesel is being blackmailed by Cypher.
It's okay.
Why is Cypher kissing him on the mouth so much?
That's the whole scene. That was the whole thing.
Wait, it was just like, who's Cypher?
It made no sense. It made no sense in the film.
And so Ana Lucia is like, what? And these women behind us like, oh no, he didn't.
No, that is too far. That is too far. No, Vin Diesel, no.
Wait, okay. Back up here.
Hold on.
Cypher.
Quarter mile at a time, Joel.
They named the hacker Cypher.
Yep.
In the snow, actually. In the snow is her last name.
I'm not even joking. This is early 90s internet movie level of horrible hacking.
It's like this. I'll stop him. That's typing, by the way.
That hands never leave home row on the keyboard. There's no use of the mouse.
Yep.
And it's just, there's like New York. Look.
Okay.
Complete spoilers.
This is where the movie sucks.
Vin Diesel, the beauty of this entire film, Vin Diesel has to betray everyone in his group because the Brazilian girl that he, again, it's not going to make any sense unless you haven't seen these films because the storyline just is that stupid.
Okay.
He thought Ana Lucia was dead because he recreated a car crash in his own mind where someone shot her.
You're getting into the weeds.
In 4.
You're getting into the weeds.
I know. But in that time period, he hooked up with the Brazilian girl for like a year and a half. And at that point, he had an illegitimate son.
But he didn't know.
That he did not know.
It's Jason Statham.
Until
I actually wouldn't have passed this movie.
Until like the Cypher girl like shows it to him and he's like, oh, I have a son. I must do everything to protect him. And that's it. That's the entire motivation. It's like, you can't tell anyone.
He goes against his family because he has family?
Yep. Double family, Joel. Double family.
Blood is thicker than motor oil is what you're telling me?
Oh, hey. So at one point, and this is in New York.
That's the subtitle for the show, Joel.
He is meant to go take down one Russian minister of defense.
Yep.
Russia. That's where the ice comes in.
4 reasons.
And so he could easily do it, but for some reason the movie's like, we need more action. We need a big sell here in New York. And so Siphon, or whatever her name is, Cypher, she hits a button and she now controls every car in New York City.
Yep.
Manned and unmanned.
Yep.
No, every car. Thousands of cars are turning the corner to go smash Russian minister.
It looks like World War Z zombies,
but they're cars.
Only cars.
She's controlling
every car.
Every car. With a keyboard.
By the way, they only do this once, even though they could do it several times.
My car is made in the 90s. It's not going to work.
Oh, Tess would be the only car that.
I'd be the Battlestar Galactica.
I'm just saying, everything about New York. I'm a lover of this franchise, but everything about New York, it's almost as if the producers were they forgot.
But then they go to Russia, and this is where the sub happens.
Oh my gosh, it was.
And I actually did this. As soon as they went to Russia,
if I didn't know better, I'd say you were excited right now.
I did this. I did this in theater.
Great.
I did that little
little Mr. Miyagi rubbing your hands together.
Miyagi. And so I knew that the cars would have to outrun this sub.
Yep.
And that is exactly what happens in the movie. The sub several times comes up underneath the cars and then tries to crack the ice.
Wait, several times?
Here, yes. It is just so beautiful.
Do they have a concept of how quickly a submarine can
absolutely none.
And ascend?
Even during the film, one of the lines was, they were like, hey, they needed to get to a certain point or else the sub would get out to sea. That's it. That's like the whole premise.
Okay.
Like the cars have to beat and race the sub to that point so they can hack it.
In the sea?
Again, timey-wimey, whatever. Swervy-worvy. So they need to race the cars. And even there, like the Cypher girl was like, oh, wait. There's no way the sub can beat the cars. The cars are just too fast. And then she's like, we're going to surface. And the sub catches up to the cars 3 times.
Wow.
3 times. It breaks through the water, breaks through the ice, comes to a complete stop, goes back down.
And they almost get to kill Ana Lucia, which was disappointing.
Oh, it was so close.
But here's what happened. And then so they're like, fire the torpedo. So one of the torpedoes hits an evil.
You know the best part about these spoilers are? I'm not going to remember any of this.
Exactly. There's no way to spoil this.
So one of the torpedoes hits an evil Russian tank or evil Russian Jeep, right?
Oh.
And then the other torpedo
Brilliant writing, by the way.
crests through the ice, and then it's just going, even though it just has a propeller.
Yep.
And it's riding on the ice. You saw this in the trailer. And so the Rock's like, take the wheel, and Tyrese is like, what? I'm the comic relief. And so the Rock steps outside the car, and he punches the torpedo.
Wait, I thought he kicked it.
He punched it.
He punches.
Oh.
He
In the
punches
trailer,
it.
he kicks it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I was waiting for the kick.
No, punch is way better. Punching a torpedo.
It just seems like physically a
No,
kick would make more
so
sense.
he
Oh, whoa,
punched
whoa, whoa!
it.
You're bringing physics into this.
Yeah. And then it hits also like all these countless Russian Jeeps that just keep coming.
Look, which again, brilliant writing on their parts
Yeah.
because like the beauty of this series again, they're in a writer's room. There are no bad ideas. There's not a single person in that room
You're
that's
saying
like,
this movie's a brainstorm.
oh, it is. There's like they seriously just sit there. There's not a single person in that room like, I don't think so. I don't
We should
think
have
we
a
should
hacker.
do
What
that.
should we name her? Cypher.
Cypher,
Do it.
good
Go.
idea.
Go.
Great idea, you.
Moving
You're
on.
doing great.
Hey, what vehicle haven't we used yet? Submarines. Do it.
Like no, but they're going through and
I
they,
think one
they
of a
needed
submarine. I don't know.
they needed
You'll
a
see.
faceless army that they could kill with like little or no remorse. Okay, it just
Stormtroopers?
came up. They did, and they're just like in the storyline. They just needed
And so
bad
someone
guys.
is like, Russians, that's a little too topical.
Well, Russians, and then they wouldn't.
Ukrainians.
Like we couldn't just kill Russians because they were not like they didn't do anything wrong. And you could
Bulgarians.
just see someone in the writer room. What if they were evil Russians? And that's what they were. They basically explained in like 2 seconds. Like, hey, there's these places.
How are we going to say these Russians are evil? They hit women.
Yep.
Oh.
They do. Like
Okay.
they're separatist,
Okay.
evil Russians.
Hold on. I want to ruin the end.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is kind of funny.
Okay. So
I feel like this movie needs a
By
Mystery
the way,
Science Theater 3000.
Cypher is in a well-secured aircraft way above the sub and all the cars. She's
Yep.
not actually in the sub, so she's controlling everything because she's the best hacker in the world. Okay?
Does she have the black makeup over her eyes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because, that would be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
Furiosa.
Charlize.
But she has the crazy extensions.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
She has
okay.
like weird dreadlocks anyways.
It still
anyways,
works.
she's like, here's our last resort. We need to take out these cars. Heat-seeking missile from the sub. And so
Yep.
all of a sudden you see this thing goes, and everyone goes, oh no, heat-seeking missile. So Vin, by the way, is back with the team. He wasn't going to stay away for long.
He wasn't going to stay
He's
away.
like,
He already drove off a 300-foot cliff to get down
yeah.
to the ice.
Like Gandalf in Two Towers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
We
like-
are-
Kent literally
sunlight.
said that in the theater.
I go, he's like Gandalf.
For Helm's Deep!
Yeah, it really was.
Wow, guys, we've discussed Battlestar Galactica and Doctor Who and Lord of the Rings.
That's what
In
I
our
bring to
Fast
the
and Furious
table,
show.
Joe. That's what I bring.
So he comes over and he's like, everyone get to the shore. So they all drive to the shore and he's like, I'm going to take this in my GTO.
Which why? Sorry. One other side note. They're all communicating in different cars. They don't have any
like
telephones.
Avengers. It's like
they don't have
Avengers.
anything.
Oh.
They're just talking like this in separate
They
cars.
have
And
the,
it's just
the
like,
magical earpieces.
Yes.
yep, it was so good.
Magical Bluetooth.
So he's being chased by this heat-seeking missile and you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to kill Vin Diesel? You never think
Wait,
that, by
didn't they
the
already
way.
kill him off on the series once?
No.
When he came back?
Never Vinny. Never Vinny.
Just fast Paul.
Hey.
That's too soon, Bo.
Did they make reference to Paul Walker?
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Hold on,
We'll
look
get
at
there.
I like how we'll get there, but I'm already ruining the end.
Oh, man.
So the heat-seeking missile is about to get Vin, but he's like, I've got an idea. He turns on his Russian NOS or whatever, and he
my God.
flies.
The
He
NOS.
basically goes
But
on
it's
this
not as good as American NOS.
No.
because they have
Cuban NOS. Cuban NOS is the best.
Okay, we're going so deep. So he basically does a half pipe thing off of this snowy hill, and so the rocket goes and swerves around, and then he heads back somewhere. You're like, what's he doing? And then all of his buddies are like, what's he doing? All of a sudden, he jumps over the submarine, which is above the water at this point. Jumps it. The heat-seeking missile hits and destroys the submarine, so everyone is saved. Like the sub's not going to cross.
Wow.
And then. By the way, his car's exploded. There are flames everywhere.
He had to do that weird sideway drive to get over the middle section of the sub, so he's
Yeah.
like spinning.
But his car's destroyed. He's outside. He's just on the ice now, but flames are about to engulf him.
But how he got out? Sorry, just one other side note. He did it 3 times in the movie. He's going like 100 miles an hour, and he like does the.
He opens the door and
he
jumps.
just jumps out and rolls.
Yep. That's what
3
you do.
times.
That's what you do.
3
You just roll.
times.
Okay, so the sub all of a sudden goes, poof, and there's flames everywhere, and he's about to be engulfed. This is the end of Vin Diesel. And you're like, what is going to happen all of a sudden? Anna Lucia and all the buddies drive and make a pentagon, or sorry,
pentagram?
No, it's a 5-sided
A pentagram.
Pentagram
No,
all around him.
yeah.
They make a pentagram around him, and no fire touches him because cars are blocked. They are all touching each
They
other.
film
So
a wall of cars.
a wall of cars.
Wow, so these cars go all the way to the ground?
Yeah, apparently. No, and he was fine.
Through the power of family, Joel.
Oh, that's what it is. So it's the Guardians of the Galaxy that hold your hands and we'll all be okay.
No, it was like something like out of a fantasy movie where you put a shield up and it blocks every flame from touching you. And I lost it for about 3-4 minutes. I laughed.
I am sitting. Look, you guys have been onto Critics Row before. You guys have been there.
Yes.
They're like all curmudgeons and all like serious.
What do you mean?
And I'm sitting there between Kent and Rich. And that scene happens, and we are all losing it, laughing really, really loud
Yeah.
for like 2 minutes. But that's the whole thing. Everyone else in the theater is laughing.
Okay, so
There's
we're having a good time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like, oh, yeah,
Okay.
oh, how sweet. No, everyone is dying. It is so amazingly fun.
Yeah.
And you got to see it in theaters. You got to see it with the big groups
I'm
of
not
people.
spending money to go see
Oh,
this.
it's so great.
I would take you, but Mark has like carte blanche on anything.
Yeah.
Look, this.
They're like,
And rightly so. That's why I get the Thor
oh
movies.
my gosh, these are so
Yeah,
great.
Thor movies are what you want.
No, even Fast. Look, they made a mention to Fast Paul. Like halfway
What
through
was the
film.
tribute? Because wait, okay, so he passed away in
meets-
real life. How did they?
They meet. The last time they like send him off in the sunset.
So they had
used
CGI Paul.
Yeah,
Okay.
CGI Paul, which actually is super tasteful.
Yes, it
was like
was a very emotional moment. It
tearjerker.
makes that movie really good, actually.
It takes it to another level. But no, like halfway through the film, again, completely unbelievable part. Brazilian mother.
I love how you don't know any of the characters' names.
You don't need them.
And he loves the series.
Look, the Brazilian baby mama,
Okay.
who's sitting there, and he's like,
I wish you'd call her that the whole time now.
Brazilian baby mama is like sitting there and like, hey Vin, I need to explain all this plot exposition to you in about 2 minutes, and so it's just like a straight speech, like this is how you have a baby.
Well,
And part of that is, oh, and by the way, since I knew I would eventually run into you after your honeymoon with Ana Lucia, I didn't name our child. I gave him a middle name.
you get to name him, even though
get
he's
to
a year
give
old.
the first name.
And so he chose Giselle.
And so, and so the final scene, where again, every one of these movies ends with the barbecue.
Yeah.
They have the big family barbecue where everybody comes together.
Wait, they really do?
Yes.
Yep. Jason Statham's there.
Even though they're all wanted criminals
Yep.
throughout like 7 of these 8 movies, they all
have
have
a
a family
barbecue?
barbecue where they're very well known.
They're all well known. They're at like a rooftop in New York. You have Jason Statham who's there.
Helen Mirren's hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
Helen Mirren's in
Oh
this
my
movie.
gosh.
No.
Helen Mirren.
Kurt Russell's in this movie.
She almost ruined this movie because she was that good.
No, she actually adds some gravitas.
She actually gave
And you're like,
She's playing her
backstories.
character from Red.
kind of.
Yeah, but just more of a British, like
no, it was a little
Like M?
it was more like a British mother
Cockney.
version
It's
of
very Cockney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, like she was only in the movie like 3 scenes, and those 3 scenes were spectacular.
So she's going to get an Academy Award nomination for those.
It's one of those things you're
Academy
like,
Award winner.
If Suicide Squad can get one.
Fate of the Furious.
that baby though, the baby kind of is best supporting actor. I'm just throwing it out there right now. That baby
wasn't
stole
a
the
CGI
show.
baby?
No, I don't know. No.
It wasn't Renee.
But no, like Helen Mirren came in and it was like, oh my gosh, that's what acting looks like. Like that's almost how she ruined the film.
What's that doing here?
Like it was like, oh whoa, she's an accomplished actor that's actually like really adding stuff to this movie, and I'm like,
And she against Vin Diesel is like watching, like, for example, Expendables
my
3.
gosh.
It's like Mel Gibson and Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, no.
Like there's an actor and there's a guy trying to mumble through
oh
lines.
my gosh, they have a scene where they're face to face, and it was brutal. And it's just, but that's the whole thing. I turned to Ken after the movie, and I was like, I love these franchise. I love it. And I just said, do you know what kind of ruined it? It really was Vin Diesel, the cars, and his characters, like the sidekicks. Like, I just wanted to watch a movie with Jason Statham, his brother who was not dead, somehow
I
comes
thought he
back.
was.
I know, he comes back.
Is that the guy
And-
from Tokyo Drift?
No, it was
No,
the guy
it's
from...
Gaston.
It was the guy from 5. Yeah.
I know Gaston.
So he comes back.
No one drives
and-
like Gaston.
And I just want to watch. Like the Statham brothers.
It's crazy
And
to
Helen
me.
Mirren.
I
It
mean,
was great.
Hey, Hollywood, why haven't you made this movie? Why have you not made a Hobbs movie? And by the way, Hobbs is The Rock's character.
Oh, man.
Why have
It
you not
was
made
so
The
good.
Rock and Jason Statham
Please
in
tell
their
me there's a
own
Calvin.
movie?
Please tell me there's a Calvin.
Look,
There may be. We don't know any of the characters' names.
but no, like in reality, complete spoiler free. New York was awful. Like the movie, like the beginning and end were kind of
Spoiler free?
We're way past that.
no. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm so confused.
Beginning and the end of the movie were spectacular. They were like
Yeah.
Fast 5 levels. Great. good action, really fun. New York was just dreadful. Like I went home, like my wife is very into these movies as well. She loves them. She's actually been mad the last 2 times I've went with Kent. She's like been angry,
she's jealous
because like we'd always go opening night. I'm still going to go opening night.
It's a good date movie.
Yeah.
She doesn't want Beauty and the Beast. She wants Fate of the Furious.
She loves it. And she's like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, look, I'll go watch it again. But yeah, when New York comes, it's just going to be a slog.
Yeah.
It's tough to get through New York.
Although maybe seeing it twice, you'll get hidden details and like the added depth of Fast and Furious 8.
Look, just it was glorious. I loved every bit of it. Like the unbelievable moments. Like they had it. Like everything you want from a Fast and Furious movie. Like they're out for a casual stroll in Cuba, and Ana Lucia just happens to be carrying Cuban Nas. Like Vin Diesel took apart a car with no tools, just his muscles.
His bare hands.
It was just like they challenged to a street race, and he's like, "Oh, I need to soup up this car. Okay, take out everything but the seats." And he just like goes up there and starts pulling apart. He's like the bumper, the fender, no tools, no nothing. He's just taking with his bare hands. It was so great.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, so great.
Have you guys heard enough? Or do you
20 out of 10, guys. 20 out of 10. On a Joel scale, it's really a 10. Like legit 10.
I do a 5-star scale.
That's what he's saying.
I'm not even joking. I know.
He's saying it's double.
Wow.
All right. Any other final thoughts, guys?
No.
All right.
I can't recommend it to either of you.
You already have.
Other than the fact that if you want to be brainless for an entire evening, see this movie and it will impact you for the rest of the night.
Who directed this one?
Is it F. Gary Gray on this one?
What did he direct?
Ghost Rider, and also I think Straight Outta Compton.
You say Ghost Rider? Or
Really?
Ghost Writer?
Yeah,
Ghost Rider.
and Straight Outta Compton was actually pretty good.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
There's high points. Like it's really.
I know this series actually has like Justin Lin, who did Star Trek Beyond, which love or hate it. James Wan did the last one, which is why it had a little bit of style. And so it doesn't matter who directs this movie, as long as they have the formula right.
Yep.
And stupid enough.
And they almost messed it up. Vinny was too far away from the sidekicks in the movie. Like,
and he was too serious.
The sidekicks could not carry a scene. Like there was an actual scene with like Tyrese, Ludacris,
and
the weird hacker girl from the last movie, and Lucia, and it was like, wow, none of these people can carry a scene. None of them.
That's all right, guys. That's a ringing endorsement.
You got to see it.
All right, so 20 out of 10 for Mark.
Unbelievably great.
Kent gives it a C.
C, but see it.
C for see it.
Yeah.
C for see it. Okay, we'll stick with that. I was going to say a C/A minus, but
no, let's not really say that.
There you go. So there's the review of The Fate of the Furious.
Mark, thanks for coming back.
No, it was great.
Mark.
Thanks for having me again.
We appreciate you.
Like it's a blast.
Yeah, we couldn't dedicate a full show to Fast and Furious again.
You guys know your audience now. It's okay.
We've come and do our own.
In closing, before we end this bacon bit, do you have anything to say?
Well, I guess I'll have to get a plug this time. I didn't take it the last 2 times. Like, hey, you can find me at MaskMarv, MaskMarv. I think I spelled that right.
Yeah. I like how confident you are.
Like I'm a terrible speller. I'm a writer and I'm a terrible speller. No, but you can find me there. And really, guys, when I think of you, I just think of Sunday afternoons and Dad and how he'd always just bring everyone together for a wonderful barbecue. So let's raise our Coronas.
Family friendly.
And take it out. And just remember.
Mine's a cream soda.
Family.
Isn't it about time?
Where's the cocoa butter?